How's it going, guys, and welcome to My House History episode 3. Now, as per usual, I've still not figured out the original date of the house, but again, I've got quite a bit of spare time with quarantine going on, so I decided to make episode 3, and this one's a really exciting one. If you've been watching the short sketches I've been making on a Saturday, you will already have seen some of these exciting things, but you won't have had much of an explanation for them. So this, to start our video off, is a old bathroom, and by bathroom I mean toilet place. See, toilet, and it's a place. This isn't for the house, but was for, they used to have, as far as what I can gather, is they had a caravan that stayed around here for sort of people that worked on the farm, or they rented it out for people who wanted to go on holidays to around this area. So they had the toilet because then caravans didn't have toilets, perhaps, I don't really know. Or maybe they were more expensive with toilets, so they had this one that was built in. It also meant that you didn't have to use the toilet in there, so you didn't have to like dispose of it and stuff, because this has its own septic tank, which is pretty cool, and isn't what every house sort of has. Not every house has like this random little outside toilet. So the bit you guys have clicked on this video for, and it is not clickbait, my house actually does have like a secret bedroom room sort of place. Now there are two entry points for this secret room. One is this little trap door that pushes up and moves, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And the other entry is that door up there. It's all within the main complex of the house, so you can't actually get into it from outside. You have to go through some locked doors before you get into here, but essentially it's just through that door there. So guys, this is the hidden room in my house. It's a little bit odd, especially as not a lot of houses have these, but essentially what this room is a haystack place. So you'd stack all your hay bales in here, and there's a little door down there, little catch hidden door sort of thing, and you drop your hay bales down there when you open it, or you'd also go out this main door that we came through. But it's very weird, very odd. That's very close on my face, but that's what it is. You can see this all plasterboarded. That's because that is Jake's actual bedroom wall, and it is like a fully functioning room. Floorboards, same floorboards as we've got in the house. Roof doesn't have any attic thing, and that also brings us to a very interesting thing. I don't know if you guys can see that up there, but just there, I don't know if you guys can see, but that is part of a glass panel. So obviously the glass panels do actually go to an attic space that is across there that we can't get to, and there's no even way in here to get through to that attic space. It's all very interesting. As you can see, there's a big hole thing for bats and whatnot to come and live in here, which is great. I think it's actually for letting the hay breathe. But yeah, essentially you'd have this stacked up quite high with hay bales and drop them down, and other things, not just hay bales, maybe bags of corn and stuff like that. I don't know how long back this dates, and when they decided to actually add a bedroom in here, but it must be quite a while. You could actually have a fully functioning bedroom here. You just have to extend the hallway a bit and lose a bit of space in the bedroom there, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty weird. It's pretty different. But if you actually look around, like, it's so interesting and like exciting. There's even like a whole working light with a working light switch and stuff in here. See? And there's that whole absolutely insane room full of nice freshish straw. I say fresh, it's probably been here for years, but it isn't dirty. And it's just such a weird little room. So guys, I'm in the car shed, and you guys have seen this shed a lot over the last couple of years since I've been making videos. You've seen it as a place where chickens are, a place where the tractor's stored, and now it is a place where the cars have been over winter. But before all that, it was something a little bit different. When we first moved into the house, see where that support beam sort of thing is there, and all the way around the top? That was actually another floor. So you'd come in here and there'd be a second floor there, and it went all the way down to the back, probably about where that pillar is, and right at the back you could climb up and go across. And that that was to store hay. This was a hay barn, because you'd come along, open these doors up, which I'm actually on a higher level than the actual shed is right now. It's like a higher level. It just means that before they could come roaring down with the tractors and trailers, hook up on this nice bit of cement, unload all their bales straight off the trailers into the hay barn, top half and bottom half, and be able to use that shed to sort of house the hay over the winter. You might have also seen this workbench, this old vise and stuff, on one of my recent videos. I actually did notice when I started tidying up a lot, in here are some of the actual tiles that have been in here since like before I can remember. But this will have been one of the workbenches that I think they'd probably used when they were making the second part of our house. It's another reason why I really like this shed. I think it's got like a lot of history, and it's just like a seriously cool sort of shed, and it's why I'm really excited to sort of get it all nice and tidied up and cleared out, so that I can actually do some bits on my car and sort of have my own space to do that sort of thing. Way back in the day, that used to be windows, but they fell out, so my granddad actually replaced them with these wooden sort of beams, which is nice because it lets the air through. Also still lets a bit of light through, but it doesn't get wet, which is quite impressive considering how big the gaps actually are. Look at how rusty the light switch has gone, and all the old lighting and stuff. It's a real pain because none of these, that bulb doesn't work as far as I'm aware, but none of these strip lights work either anymore. You can turn them on, but they just don't kick up. So I'm going to have to replace the lights as well. I also want to do something about these big tears in the side and roof, but I have no idea what you can do about them. So maybe some form of tape or something, I don't really know. Maybe some sort of cement solution. So I think that's what these are, like cement. Or maybe they're like asbestos or something, I don't really know. But they could do with something to like get rid of all these holes, because it's not ideal. One feature you see a lot around this farm are these slidey doors, and now they're absolutely genius, because obviously you're not pulling the door open and you have less space, so they just literally roll open, and then you can get your sort of shavings come in, dig your shavings out, put them in your wheelbarrow, go straight out. Because as you can see here, if we were to open a door, you've got, you know, less space, but to be able to drag them across like that is pretty cool. But like I say, this is a very common feature, these slide rail sort of things on this farm, just because I mean the wooden plank's fallen off this one unfortunately, but if you slide the door open, then you don't just have a door open, and what can happen is if one of those cows that have been in that crush come out and they come wandering over here, then go against the door and knock it off, whereas if it's flat against the wall, they've got no reason to bash into it. So it's ideal on for so many different reasons. I find this one very, very interesting. So this is the runoff, but it's a runoff for the milking parlour, so obviously it's bone dry now. But obviously that bolt's been put on and stuff because it must have run off and clogged up quite often, so they've obviously put this in so they can just pull it up, clean it out, and then put that back down, which is pretty interesting. So guys, you might have seen these before on older looking buildings, this sort of S shape, or backwards S shape if you will. These are called anchor plates, and they're actually there to provide structural support for these masonry walls, outside walls usually. They're usually in like a sort of fancy design, but obviously this one is just pretty basic. But it does tie in again to the whole 18th century, 19th century sort of thing. It's a pretty cool thing. It's something I'd kind of forgotten about until I was just walking around and showing you guys now, because I'm so used to seeing it. So guys, I'm going to end the video here with these trees, which have obviously been put here, or I think obviously been put here to prevent so much wind from hitting the house, because we are pretty exposed where we live. So I think the trees were probably planted to grow to form like a sort of barrier from the wind and whatnot, like I say. Which also again shows the age, especially that one over there. It's a pretty big tree, but like in general these are all really big trees. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, I hope you found it interesting, and I will hopefully see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching.